Hey, welcome back. I'm Brendan, and this is a Brewery's new improved recipe of their red ale. Let's check it out. Okay, so Brewery is in Trim, and recently they have merged with Carrick Brewery, which was in Drumshanbo, County Leitrim. So I've had one of their beers so far since they merged, the stout, and this is the first of their bottled range that I've had since they merged. Looks like they're keeping their Brewery branding. A bit of a tongue twister, Brewery. I can see on the bottle there's a nice bit of embossed logo on the front, which is pretty cool, but otherwise a really plain, simple branding. They've gone for the color-coded route, which is great. It's time to crack it open and give this beer a go. I'm hoping this is a really good beer. It's not one of their hoppier styles, so it'll be more about whether they've got the balance between a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of hop, and a lot of toffee flavour, which is, you know, really all this red ale style beer is all about. It just needs that decent bit of carbonation, nice head on it, nice bit of aroma to it, nice bit of hoppiness to it, but it's supposed to be a red ale, so it's supposed to be a malty beer. Let's give it a go. Let's crack this one open and see what they've done. Nice bottle cap on the top, really like that. Decent bit of a hiss going on. I'm gonna have to get better at doing these bottle cap, so I might give you a bit of a freeze frame of that bottle cap. But let's see what it pours like. Okay, clarity looks really crystal clear. Got the glass to match. Okay, nice bit of a hiss coming off of it there. Let's pop the bottle down and yeah, cheers. Okay, yeah, so everyone's gone mad with their hoppy beers, and it's just nice every now and again to get back to something that's just a little bit more traditional, or a little bit more regional, something just with a bit more character than just the hops alone. Every now and again it makes a good break from those IPAs, so I'm really excited to try this beer. I know the head brewer in Carrick Brewery, so I'm sure he's had a hand in working on the recipe for this. I've tried brew beers before, wasn't blown away by them in the past, but I know that Carrick beers have come a long way, so the merger of the two breweries might give this beer a bit of a lift, and we'll just see what they've done with it anyway. I can remember before it being just a little bit wishy-washy, a bit of a gateway beer, not much going on to it. So there's a bit of spiel on the back. Brewery was established in 2013, and Carrick Brewing Company was established in 2011. In 2019 we merged, uniting the talent of both teams of our Trim Brew House and our passion to get the highest quality Irish ingredients, to get the highest quality Irish beer into the hands of the customers, continues, blah blah blah. As always, we're proudly Irish and independent. An aromatic, so it's an aromatic red ale for today's drinker, with a biscuity malt backbone. That sounds good, that's a good start. Notes of caramel, pine, I like that idea. Pine goes well in malty beers, I really think that. Brew Red Ale is a sophisticated and modern beer, mirroring the unwavering strength of Celtic figure Cuchulainn. I can't pronounce that word because it's in Irish, but apologies for that. This, give me some comments below, or let me know how that's supposed to be pronounced. This red ale is a mighty example of the traditional Irish red style. Okay, cool. So there's a bit of a barometer on there. It's heavy hop, heavy malt, very light hop. Okay, other than that, pretty basic looking bottle. Well, I've poured the beer now, so the beer's been out of the bottle already for 3 or 4 minutes, and the head is sticking around, so that's a good start. Nice off-white tan head, compact bubbles, but thin layer, half a finger. Looks like it's going to stick around for the whole way. Carbonation is just pleasantly doing its thing in the background. The clarity, you probably can't see it here, but it's absolutely crystal clear on the lighter style of red, but I'm sure my clothes are making it seem very dark. It's more coppery amber than it is red, but that's perfectly fine for the style of beer anyway. Let's give the old aroma a little check, see. I don't want to splash it everywhere. On my nose, apologies. Yeah, there is a bit of a hot presence there. Ooh, nice floral hot presence, and it's sort of melded with the malt, which I like. I like it when the malts and the hops complement each other rather than take over each other. There's a pininess to it. I kind of wish I hadn't read the back of that, because I might not have pulled pine. I might have said there's some sort of citrus element to the hops. Anyway, yeah, it looks good. Sláinte, let's try this one. Ooh, right. I'll be really honest and say, I think the last time I had this beer, I didn't like it. But from that first sip, I can tell you now, this is going to be a beer that I enjoy. I love Irish, anyone who knows me knows that I love traditional regional beers from the country, the style that you expect when you go to the country and you try it and you think you want to try one. There's a couple in Ireland that I'm not a fan of. They'd be more of the macro sort of style beers that sit in that lager tradition. This is an ale, and this is really enjoyable to drink. Okay, so I'm a bit more shocked than I thought I was going to be. I was expecting it to be better, in fairness, but this is a good bit better. There is a real nice balance between the hops and the malt, and the piney element is something I would have picked up on. I'm a little bit annoyed that I read that label now, because I'm sure somewhere there it says it's a bit piney and it's put it in my head, but I would have picked up on it anyway. So I love it when a beer actually does what it says on the tin. So it's a medium body. No way is this beer heavy, totally drinkable. Percent is 4.2, so it's right in the session. Pull that off a pint, or pull that off of draft, you're going to get an even better head on it, I'm sure. Although I'm sure I can spritz this head up. Yeah, perfectly good. Really nice carbonation. There's a nice zesty feel to this beer, but it's also backed up with like this caramel sort of toffiness, which is really, really nice. Yeah, let's give it another pour. Let's give it another pour and get the rest of that bottle in there. Very nice, perfect amount of carbonation, really good, not over the top. Yeah, there's nice zestiness, nice toffee. Oh, this is such a lovely beer, really, really is. I think they've done a great job, Brewery, in this beer. One thing I would change, maybe, if there's a little hop meter and malt meter on the back of this. You may or may not be able to see that on there. The malt meter's up at 100%. I'd move that down about 70% and move the hop meter up from about 20% to 30 or 40%, because you do get a nice zesty pininess from the hops come through this. But it's balanced, so yeah, it really does feel like it's not an overly hoppy beer, and it is a malty beer. It's definitely malty in the balance, but yeah, I changed that a little bit, but other than that, this is a great job. I really, last time I tried this beer, I can remember thinking I drank the beer, but I probably wouldn't get it again. So I think they've made a huge improvement. I mean, I'd definitely drink this. If I saw it in the pub and I knew it was this recipe, I'd definitely ask for a pint of that. So that's kind of my barometer. Would I drink this beer again? A lot of times I find beers like they've worked really hard on the labelling, and then you get the beer, and you taste it, it might be a great beer. Would you go out and buy it again? Are you going to go back to the shop for that beer? No, you're probably going to move on to another beer. But if I wanted a standard Irish red ale and I wanted one that I knew I could rely on, I have a feeling that's where Brew Brewery has positioned itself. So they probably will work on getting the consistency of this beer nailed down, so that if you find this beer, and I'm sure their distribution is huge now over Ireland and probably abroad, I can see there's different languages, so this beer has gone abroad, definitely exported out, and it feels like this is going to be a really good representation of an Irish red ale, and that's exactly what the beer should be. It shouldn't be trying to blow you over in any particular way, but it should feel like a really nice traditional but modern twist on a traditional Irish red ale. That's the way I view it. That's my view on the beer. You may think differently, maybe you're a mad hophead or whatever, but if you were trying to give someone a beer and say, hey, try this is a good Irish red ale, I definitely put this in the mix. Lovely bit of toffee going on in there, really, really nice. It's got a real smoothness, but backed up with a nice bit of zinginess from the hops and a bit of piney zinginess, and it's not too thick and heavy, which means you could have a few of these. 4.2%, great beer, really, really great beer. It's gonna change my view of their beers, it really is. So I think the lads, I think a good slancher for these, and if you see this beer out on the town, go and pick it up, give it a try, well worth it. That's my view. Cheers. On to the next one, slancher.